I showed a video. I know you guys have seen this a little about a month ago of a U.S. soldier, United States Air Force soldier. He was getting jumped at his jail cell. Do you guys remember that? It was a cell extraction by a bunch of military police. Do you guys remember?
Yeah.
Why? And don't say that word, the magic word. He didn't want to get the jizzab. That's what I call it.
The cookie.
Yeah. And Kelly, can you show the video just really fast?
Take your blanket off. Go full wet.
So who's going for the legs?
Are you choosing to be non-compliant?
You get one leg.
Are you choosing to be non-compliant?
Oh, look at him getting ready to go whoop his ass. Look at this. Are you choosing to be non-compliant? Look at this. 8 guys, 1 airman. Look at this shit, bro. Look at him choking him out, grabbing his legs.
Stop resisting.
Where's the handcuff? I need a handcuff right now.
Get his arm. I got it.
Look at this shit. Boom. Arm. Look at it. Twisting his shoulder, grabbing his arm. Look at that.
I'm going for his left arm.
Okay?
Stop resisting.
Yeah, stop resisting. Look at that. Dude, they're choking him out. Dude, how horrible is that shit? Okay. All right, Kelly, that's enough. That's enough. So we posted this when it came out. We posted the clip, and you should see how many messages how many comments of, yo, this is fake. It's a training exercise. You know, it's not real, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? It is real, and we found the guy, the soldier, the airman that was involved. His name is Lance Castle, and he's here with us live via Zoom. Lance, what's up, brother?
Hey, man, thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, dude, don't mention it. Lance, can you do me a favor, bro? You know, take a minute, tell everybody who you are, you know, where you're from, what happened, and then we'll get into the aftermath after.
Of course, yeah. My name is Lance Castle. Today is my 19th mark in the Air Force, 19, which is pretty awesome that I get to share that anniversary with you guys. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I joined the Air Force, man, to, you know, try to help out, I guess, and try to fight for freedom, you know, the blanket answer on that. But all the stuff that I've seen throughout my years, especially now, and all the constant messages that I'm getting from other people who are veterans themselves, or they separated, they're retired. There's so many illegal crimes that have happened on that they don't want to come out for towards. So like I'm just saying, it's just not me, man. It's not me at all here. There's so much other action of this happening to other people. So
Lance, what happened? I know you got arrested. They set up a meeting for you. You got arrested because you weren't getting the jab. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
So you said I'm not. So you're not getting the jab, and then you drove on base, and they basically set you up, and they arrested you, and then and what do we see? What did we just see in the video? What led up to that?
Yeah. So real fast, though, the August 2021. That's when the whole mandate came out, obviously, from the SecDef, Lloyd Austin and whatnot. The meeting to get the jab was throughout that time. And then you fast forward to that cell extraction, which was April 10th of last year. So that range right there, there's so much deceitful stuff happening, you know, obviously leading up to that. It wasn't just you didn't get vaxxed, the next day you're in a jail cell, right? Like a lot of people have asked me. So it's over a year and a half from that incident of not getting vaxxed. But to answer your question, what happened there? So that was day 2. Okay, that was day 2 of my my confinement. Excuse me. So I could start anywhere. That's the thing. So this whole thing is now 2 years and 9 months, and over, like I'm just getting more and more speechless because, like I said, I could start this story anywhere within that timeline. So so I'll start here. That was day 2 of my confinement out of 66. So the day prior, I was arrested for going to my TTM on base that my commander scheduled me for. And
your TTM is that's a meeting between you, the doctors, and everybody about your situation, about you not getting vaxxed?
No. So the TTM was specifically about the symptoms from the distress that I've experienced from not getting vaxxed.
Oh, got you.
Progressed. Yeah.
Got you.
So it's all related to, and a lot of people don't believe that it was literally from vax, but there's a document in my PIF that they accidentally left in, and it states, and it's top of my head, it states that we view him as an insider threat in the wake of his refusal to see the COVID vaccine. And ironically enough, January 2023 is when the SecDef had to rescind his mandate from the Supreme Court. So they draft a new memo to take place of that one, but they leave that one in there. There's no way they left that on purpose. So when I say they accidentally left it in there, there's no, like I said, they could have left it on purpose, but then if they did, then I found it obviously, and this is why I'm coming after them legally. So they had to remove COVID, the verbiage, the word COVID, any COVID verbiage from any member's PIF. That's if it's disciplinary. And since that was an order from the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of the Air Force, Frank Kindle, like I said, they had to draft a new memorandum stating why I'm an insider threat. And they also said I'm radicalized towards a anti-U.S. government group. And they even ostracized me on paper, saying that they ordered the squadron or the flight to not talk to me, engage with me, interact with me, and under no circumstance go to my house. So they removed all that from document one, drafted a new one, put that new one in there, and which I had to acknowledge. But like I said, they left that previous one in there, which shows their intent, which was revealed in court. Like I'm saying, this thing is so egregious.
So Lance, so you're not vaccinated.
Right. No. Heck.
So okay, so you're a pureblood. You fought it. So Lance, it came down. Is it mandated by the United States military that you have to be vaccinated to be in the military back then?
Yes.
Okay. Is that still in place? Because I know for a fact that a bunch of people left, a bunch of people they kicked out. And then they tried to get those people to come back in. So in your case, they said, get it. You said no. They labeled you an enemy, basically, of the people. They said that you were an insider threat. So they arrest you. They put you in that cell. And then they come in there to try to extract you. What happened? Because we just saw the video. It looked like, how many guys was that? Was that 8 people?
I think it was 6.
6. Okay, they manhandled you. What injuries did you receive from that?
Yeah, thank you for asking me that. So that post that Mark Boshaw posted on X with my permission, he didn't state that my shoulder was actually torn in 2 at the rotator cuff, and I received an MCL tear in my knee. I already had a prior MCL tear from running an incident a year ago before that, but when they did surgery on my knee a couple months ago, they found another MCL tear. So I had 2 MCL tears. One was from that cell extraction. Obviously, it had to have been from that. And I was complaining of knee pain throughout the time. But my shoulder, like I love CrossFit and I used to do CrossFit a lot and compete. When I started, my shoulder pain was getting worse. And I finally got an MRI on that. And in my records, it shows that I was talking to the doctor about my shoulder hurts, which he prescribed me ibuprofen like they all do. But it was from that. Like I've never had any shoulder pain prior to that. So to answer your question,
and Lance, just as because I was in the United States Air Force, I got out. I got out right after 9/11. They made me stay in for stop loss. Bush Jr. Thank you for that. I got a really, really sour taste in my mouth, and I saw that once I wanted to get out, they really turned on me, bro. They tried to put me under investigation. He's smoking marijuana, mind you, never smoked weed ever till I got out. He's smoking weed. He's on steroids. He's on this and that. The military turns on you when you want to get out or something like that happens. How did that make you feel, knowing, Lance, that you just were like, listen, this is my body, this is my choice, I don't want to put this thing inside me, and then they all turned on you from the top to the bottom? How'd that make you feel?
Disgusted, really disgusted, man. And I've had so many decisions where I could have just forgot it and move on, like everyone wants me to, including my lawyer or one of them. But there's no way you can move on from that, especially with it depends on what personality type you are. If you're the one who wants to fight to the end and even dying as a consequence to you fighting the deep state, DOD government, then it's all personality dependent, but it made me feel disgusted. On the other hand, though, it does make me feel motivated every day to attack my case, listen to the audio recordings, go through all my, like that binder in the back right there is from 2023 alone, to go through all my court documents, and just piece together constantly, still to this day, it's still ongoing, 2 years and 9 months.
Jeez.
As of right now, all this retaliatory behavior, and it's getting worse. I've been emailing generals at this point, the AFSOC commander. I've emailed him, I think, 5 times now, personally to him, and I CC them, all my leadership in my squadron, and he did respond once to my first email, but other than that, he stopped responding. The installation commander, I really don't know how much I can say right now.
Yeah.
As long as it's truthful, I don't see.
Yeah, but I don't want you to get in trouble, Lance. So you were in for so you're not in anymore. They kicked you out, correct?
No, no, I'm in. I'm in.
Oh, you're still
Actually,
in. Now, how long have you been in?
19 years today.
Okay, 19 years. So, wow. So you're in a weird position right now that, now they're trying to tell people, listen, we don't care that you're vaxxed. You could still come in, correct?
Yeah.
Wow, dude, what a complete crap show. Now, I don't know if you saw this or not. We just found out today, yesterday actually, because, Dr. Fauci was in front of Congress for God knows how many times saying we did not perform gain of function research at the Wuhan lab of virology. And then somebody yesterday from the NIH goes, yes, we actually did. So all of it, to me, and this is just me, bro, I think it was a military tactic from China, which, dude, think about this. If you want to weaken our military, besides TikTok and all the shit that they're doing, why not release a virus that the military is going to make it mandatory? And I have a whole section I'm going to get into after that. But Lance, back to the UN confinement, 66 days. I read something that you have a medication that they didn't keep from you. They knew that you had migraines, so they kept the lights on the entire time. You had to have a blanket over your face to keep it from the light. And then they were throwing food on the floor to feed you. Like what kind of third world Guantanamo Bay shit was that? How were they treating you in there?
Yeah, I'll correct those real fast. So the light was not kept on after the 17th day. My doctor finally recommended the lights to be turned off, and upon my wishes, I guess. But I was diagnosed with a migraine headache, or I get migraines like, I don't know, 6 months before that too. So that was mostly for that. So they didn't keep the lights on throughout the entire 66 times or days, which was good. And the food on the floor, they weren't throwing it on the floor. He handed me my food in the morning. Nicely, I'll give him that. I ate it on my bed, and then he told me, "Get off your bed, eat your food on the floor." And this is a 21-year-old kid at the time, and I'm 37 right now, 36 back then. Like, who does this kid even think he is to tell me that? The fact that it's pre-trial confinement, I'm not convicted of any charges as of right now, and then them to treat you like you're guilty, man, it was just provoking me into just. I would never comply with anything, even taking a blanket over my head to shield the light from my eyes, I don't know.
So Lance, are you going to, and if you guys have a question, you guys can ask Lance, what's your job? Like, are you going to work every day right now? Or what are you doing?
No. So I got knee surgery February 1st, and I've been on convalescent leave for, I believe, like 9 weeks from that. And then I went back to work for a week. And throughout that week, I'm telling my new supervisor, man, like, I don't feel safe where I'm at. They moved me with like 6 to 7 times now within the last 3 years of this happening. Just new sections, new squadron, actually, and then another new section and a new flight. And it's constantly just switching me over and over and over when they could have just PCS me after I won my court martial, which they didn't. And I would believe it's due to retaliate against me. Due to them feeling some type of way that I beat them in all charges,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Connor wants to ask you a question.
Yeah, Lance. So first of all, thank you very much for your service. We all appreciate that. So I got to ask, because you said you were confined for over 2 months. You had all these terrible things happen to you during that process. Obviously, your military career has likely suffered because of it. After all that, was it worth it? Would you say that all this was worth it based on what you've seen with the jab after the fact?
Absolutely. Yeah. Easy answer. Absolutely. Yes. I believe that Jesus has put me in this position specifically because of my skill set, that I would rather die than comply. And I've told all of confinement that constantly. So the fact that I'm in this unique position right now, and I call it a leverage position because I beat all their 7 charges and specifications, which was all proven to be bogus, false, deceitful, misleading, and mostly all of exculpatory evidence that was revealed in court that I have all over my YouTube channel. It was absolutely worth it because I feel that I have massive purpose for this specifically, that I am able to hold these guys accountable, mostly from like people like you guys, man, that are letting me come on and share this story. I mean, obviously I couldn't do it without you guys and other podcasts that have had me on already, but the traction that it's gaining is significant.
Good.
And yeah. So to answer your question, 100%.
And Lance, I might have brushed over it, but so as of right now, to join the United States Air Force, do they make it mandatory to get vaxxed?
Nope.
It's not. They changed it. But yes, the damage has already been done. But go ahead, Brandon's going to ask you a question.
Yeah, so thank you for your service, Lance. Question. So you've been in 19 years, you said. Have you noticed a cultural shift in the military sentiment as far as like, do you think this type of thing would have happened when you first joined, or do you think that's a different type of person today that goes along with something like this?
No, so before I answer that, I forgot to say that these are my views and my views alone, right? And not the views of the Air Force and the DoD. But this is easily from the Biden administration, man. The fact that, man, like, I'm being careful real quick, but the fact that, you know, all the policies that are in place right now, like transgender, you're able to use taxpayers' money to get a transgender surgery and all that stuff in the military now. Like, what has happened? It was definitely not like that when I joined. And man, I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent.
No,
that's exactly what I'm interested in hearing.
Because we've seen it. We've seen the stories. We've seen the videos on TikTok where people join the military that, you know, have this mental disorder, and they're like, I'm going to join the military. The military is going to pay for my transition surgery, and then I'm going to get out. I mean, that's using the military as a business, and then come to find out, you know, we're weaker. We're the gayest we've ever been as a nation, period. Facts. Nobody respects our leader. Nobody respects the military anymore. People are getting out at rates just from COVID. People, you know, were kicked out and then left, and now they're begging people to come back in. It's not the same as it used to be when I was in, Lance. I'll tell you that. I mean, and you were in while I was in anyway.
Awesome. Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. There's a policy that was just released the other day, or a note from someone high up. That it was a worldwide email talking about the woke community and how, I don't know if you've seen it or you know what I'm talking about or referencing, but the fact that there's only 1% or maybe even 2% at this point that support that, or that are LBG, whatever, within the Air Force, but then the other 98% get this shoved down their throats, you know, and if you don't support it, then they could easily say you're prejudiced towards them or discriminating towards them. And it's obviously all a plan, man. It's all a plan from the Biden administration. And like, we know what their true agenda is. And they've thought very carefully of how to do this and how to destroy the country from within, not to mention all the illegal immigrants that are obviously within this country now, and all the people and all the, I was going to say terrorists, but all the,
they're here too, Lance. Trust me. They're here already.
Yeah, for real.
They're already here.
All the stuff from all the stuff from when they left Baghdad and whatnot, like they had to put all those people in military bases to like house them. So like, who knows who's where? I don't know. It could be a planned attack. I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but all conspiracies are false until proven true, right? So,
yeah, they go from theories to actual conspiracies. But hey, listen, Lance. You know, we appreciate you coming on, brother. Getting the word out. I mean, that video I've seen that video probably 20 times, and it pisses me off every time that a guy that is serving his country that doesn't want to put an experimental, because that's what the hell it was, drug in his body, was treated the way that you were, beaten up the way that he was, like treated like shit, not giving medication for days, up and down the chain of command, and then, you know, now they're bouncing you around everywhere because nobody wants to go near you. I think it's a disgrace, and I hope the people out there at home watching realize what the hell's happening with our military and how. I mean, I hope the right people hear this shit and it has to change because it's not right. But thank you so much, Lance. God bless you, brother. We'll pray for you, and we hope everything turns out right, brother.
Thank you so much, Vincent, and everyone else. I really appreciate you guys' time. Thank you.
Peace out.
Thank you, Lance.
Thank you.